So good day, students. With CSEC exams just around the corner, it's J Academy's duty to make sure you're comfortable with some maths, multiple choice questions and some analyzing when doing so. So we're going to continue with the May 2015 paper, starting from question 12, in which it says that in the Venn diagram, the shaded area represents. Now, when you look at the Venn diagram, realize that everything is shaded except elements within P. So therefore, if everything is shaded except elements within P, then what is shaded is everything that is outside of P, and everything outside of P is denoted by P complement. So therefore, my answer would be A. Of 40 students, 28 play tennis, 22 play chess. What is the least number of students who can play both tennis and chess? Now, so barring that all 40 students play either tennis or chess, it would be 28 minus X, which represents the students who play both. So that would represent the students who play tennis only, plus X, which represents the students who play both tennis and chess. Then we have 22 minus X, which would give us the persons who play chess only, and that should equal a total of 40 students. When we realize we need to group like terms. So if we group in like terms, we should get 50 minus X, because minus X cancels positive X there. So we're left with minus X. Will give me a value of 40. Now, our aim is to get X, or get the value of X. So we need X in its positive state. Now, to bring X to its positive state, we need to bring X on this side and bring 40 on this side. Now, X on the right hand side becomes positive and 40 on the left hand side becomes negative. So we get 50 minus 40 equal X. So therefore, that would mean X equals a value of 10. And that should give us an answer of B. So the least number of students who can play both tennis and chess is 10. Now 14 says, if P factors of 6 and Q equal factors of 4, then the shaded region represents. Now the factors of 6 is 1, 2, 3, and 6. So factors of 6, 2, 3, and 6. Now the shaded region represents what is common between both sets. Now the factors of 4 is 1, 2, and 4. So therefore, what is common is 1 and 2. So therefore, our answer is B. It says Mrs. Jones' taxable income is 18,400. She pays tax at a rate of 20%. The amount of income tax she pays is, now to find that value, all we're doing is basically finding 20% of 18,400. We can simplify 20 itself 1, 20 into 100 goes 5 times. I say 5 into itself 1, And break this down into stages. So I can say 5 into 18 gives me a value of 3, the remainder of 3. That's a 5 into 34 gives me a value of 6, the remainder 4. That's a 5 into 40 goes 8. Then 5 into 0 would go 0 times. So that gives me a value of 3,680. So my answer would be C. Now the value of a plot of land is 18,000. Land tax is charged at a rate of $0.70 per 100 value. So 70 cents for every $100 in value. Now what is the total amount of tax paid on land? Now you need to find out how many hundreds you can get out of 18,000 first and foremost. You can cancel, so you can get $180 out of 18,000. Now you need to times that by 0.7, so to speak. But because it's dollars, you need 2 decimal places. But for multiplication purposes, I don't need to put the 2 decimal places because I'm going to multiply this by 10 to get it to a whole number. And I'm going to multiply this by 10. By multiplying that by 10, all I have to do is add a 0. So I get wait, let me make sure I'm doing the right thing. Oh, pardon me. I'm not dividing, I'm multiplying. So I'm multiplying by 0.0. Now when I'm multiplying, I don't need to make it to a whole number. Now I'm going to multiply irrespective of the decimal point, then treat the decimal point in the answer because I need 1 decimal place in the answer now. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 8 is 7 times 8 is 56. So I put down 6 and carry 5. Now 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 5 is 12, and I need 1 decimal place, so I end up paying $126 in land tax. So therefore, my answer would be B. It says at the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than it was worth at the beginning of the year. If a certain car was worth $10,000 at the beginning of 2014, then its value at the end was, so if it depreciates 5%, right? Rather than finding 5% and multiplying, I can do it in one step. Now this 10,000 represents the 100% value of the car. Now if it depreciates 5% every year, starting at the beginning of 2014, at the end, it will be worth 95% of its value. So I can find 95% of 10,000. Cancel zeros, I get 95 times 100. Gives me a value of 9,500. So that gives me an answer of B. It says a man bought a mobile phone for 800 and sold it for 1,000. Now what is his percentage or profit as a percentage of the cost price. Now you need to find the profit. Now the profit will be the selling price minus the cost price. In this case, 1,000 minus 800 will give me a value of 200. Over the cost price, which was 800, don't get it confused. It says percentage as profit as a percentage of the cost price. Now the cost price is how much you buy it for, not how much you sell it for. Times 100, because we're dealing with percentage. Percentage is out of 100. Now 200 into itself, 200 into 800 goes 4 times. 4 into itself, 1. 4 into 100 goes 25 times. So therefore, my profit as a percent of my cost price was 25%. So basically, I make 25% more on the sale. So it would give me an answer of D. It says Susan bought a calculator for $120. She had to pay sales tax of 10% on the price. How much change would she receive from 140? Now, first you need to find the total cost that she ended up paying for the calculator. Now, 120 is the 100% value of the calculator, but in addition to the 100% value, she have to pay an extra 10% in tax. Of the price that the calculator is for. So she ended up paying 110% for the calculator. So to find our total bill, it's 110% over 100 times 120. I can cancel this. Leave me with 11 over 10 and cancel 10 here with an X 0 there. So I get 11 times 12 and 11 times 12. So we get 2 times 1, 2. And 2 times 1, 2. So she gave me 22, 0. So that should be $32 thereabout. No, 32, that would be 132. Rather. So in all, as a 10% would be $12. So that means in all, she paid $132 for the calculator. Now, if she paid, or give them $140, she should get back a value of $8 in change. So therefore, my answer would be A. It says the simple interest on a loan of $6,000 for 3 years was $900. Now, what is the rate of interest per annum? So that is how much you're going to pay back wherever you get the loan from, or the person you get the loan from, or the loanee. How much in interest you're going to pay back the loanee on you, on the principal that you're borrowing. Now, to find simple interest, it is I equal to principal that you borrow. In this case, it's 6,000. The rate which you're trying to find, time, which is given in years, in this case is 3. Now you know rate is a percentage, so it's always over 100. Now I'm going to transpose the formula before I substitute my value. So I'm trying to find R. Now first I need to cross multiply. So I should get I times 100 and PRT times 1. Suppose it gives me PRT. If I want to transpose for R, PRT is 3 variables that are being multiplied. So I can divide by PT. What I do on one side, I do on the other side. So I get R equals the value of I times 100 over PT. Now I can substitute my values. When you read the question, it says that the simple interest on a loan of 6,000 for 3 years was 900. So they tell you the value of the interest is 900. So you're supposed to times that to 100. Then the principal amount, which is 6,000. Times the number of years, which is 3. So that should give me a value of 90,000 over 18,000. I can divide self-1 that into was 5 times, so therefore the rate per annum was 5%. So that gives me an answer of C. Now it says a dress that costs $180 is being sold at a discount of 10%. The amount of the discount. So we need to find 10%. Since they don't ask for the amount you paid for the dress, I can go ahead do the traditional route, which is 10 over 100 times 180 . 10 itself 1, 10 to 100 goes 10 times. 10 into itself 1, 10 to 180 goes 18 times. So therefore discount amounted to $18, which in this case is C. Now it says if 7,000 is borrowed at a rate of 5% per annum for 3 years, it's asking me what is the interest. Now drawing back on the formula, we know that interest equal P RT over 100. P is the principal amount, which is the amount that you're borrowing. That is 7,000. Plus the rate, the interest at which you're borrowing the money, and how many years you're borrowing the money for. So it's 3 years over 100. Don't confuse this sign, it's multiplication, not addition. Now I can cancel this 100 into 7,000 here, 70,000. I mean, so yeah, 7,000 here. I can simplify it to get my interest. So 70 times 5 is 350, and 350 times 3 will give me a value of 1,050. So therefore my interest would be $1,050. So that is D.